Hello? Can you guys hear me? Yes? Hi, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Good to see you.
All right, now I think you can hear us too.
I can.
Turn the lights off. Yep.
All right. Hi, Miss Peterson's class, Miss Baldwin's class.
So I sort of kept this a secret from my kids what we were going to be doing, so they don't know yet. It's going to be a surprise.
Oh, I think you guys are going to love it. Who's excited?
What?
Who likes surprises?
Yeah.
I like surprises.
What is a surprise? A gift card?
All right, let me find where Master is. Ah, there we are. Let's pin you right there. Wonderful. Anyone else? Hello, Master Ken. How are you?
I am very good. We do not have John joining me today.
Oh, okay.
We had so they're stuck with me for the whole time.
I think that is just fine. I did include John on the invite this time.
I saw that. Yeah. Yeah, we had a slight conflict with the weather that's coming in, so
I bet.
threw things off a little bit.
All right. So I think that we have everyone we're supposed to have. And we are recording. So for anybody that is missing it from your classes, it will be on the Mindful Transformations Google Classroom, and I'll send that link out over the weekend. All right, are we ready to start?
Ready.
Who's ready to start? Yes? All right. Master Ken, take it away.
All right. Hi, everybody. So if you haven't figured it out, I'm here to share a little bit about the martial arts and how it relates to mindfulness with you. And I'm teaching you from our version of a classroom called a dojo. You can see it all behind me. This is where martial arts students come in and learn all of the skills similar to the things I'll be sharing with you today. So the first thing we're going to need to do before we start is this is going to involve you guys moving around. So you're going to need to stand up and make sure that you have enough space that your hands can go in front of you and out to the sides without touching any other person or your desk or anything like that. So give yourself a little bit of room. Yep, so I was checking to see. Yep, good. All right, good, you guys. Okay, so here's what we're going to do first. What I'd like you guys to do is while you're standing, just go ahead and bring your feet right together. And then you're going to take your right hand, you're going to hold it up like this, making a fist with it. This is the formal way that all of our martial arts classes begin. We start with this certain position that we call front position. Now, what you're going to do is take your other hand and open it up. And these hands are symbolic of certain things. So the hand,
Yeah.
we got to read it. I think someone's got a mic on. Trying to find it.
I muted
them. Great. So the hand that makes a fist, this is kind of a symbol for the part of us that's going to learn about the martial arts today. Now, the hand that's open is extremely important. This is the part of us that practices some character skills like self-control and respect towards others and self-discipline. And what this open hand represents is the wisdom to contain and control the martial arts skills that we're learning. So when you're learning martial arts, real martial artists don't lose their temper and start punching and kicking at other people. They only use their martial arts to better themselves and to protect themselves and others that they, in their family and friends, if necessary. So we remind ourselves by doing our class, we start our class just like this. We stand at this position, front position, and then we demonstrate respect for each other and for our teachers and the people that help us learn these things. So we do that by doing a bow, which is just like this. Very good, you guys. So what I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you find your school teacher in your classroom right now, turn towards them and give them a bow and a big smile. Very good. Out of respect for all the work they put in to help you guys learn all the things you're learning. Then you can turn towards some of your classmates and bow towards them, but be careful if you're close. Don't like bonk heads with them because that's not fun. Very good. Excellent job. Now, the other thing that we do with this front position is we practice self-control by seeing how well we can hold our body perfectly still. So I'm going to give you guys a little test. So what I'd like you to do is relax your arms down, spread your feet apart a little bit, and when I say the words front position, you're going to bring your feet together, your hands up, and then freeze. All you're allowed to do is blink your eyes and continue to breathe, and that's it. So relax your arms down, spread your feet apart, shake it out a little bit so you're loose and ready. Good, good, good. Okay, ready, set, front position. And you freeze, no moving. You're like frozen like a statue now, and good, relax. Shake it out again. Shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it. And front position. Excellent job, you guys. Very, very well done. Do a bow. Awesome. Okay, so now we're going to be working a lot today on some special movements that come from Shaolin Kung Fu. And it has to do with 5 different animals. And we're going to learn about how our bodies can kind of mimic the movements of these animals, which also teaches us different ways to think and different ways to interact with people around us. So before we do that, though, I have to teach you a basic martial arts move that anyone who comes into a martial arts school the first day they come in, they learn this. So what you guys are going to do now is you're going to spread your feet apart a little bit so they're just a little bit wider than your shoulders. Then you're going to bend your knees and push them out to the sides. And you want to imagine like you were sitting on top of a horse. And this is actually called a horse stance. It's a training stance that we use to make our legs strong and also to help us get really, really strong in understanding how the ground can help us become very strong. Now, your hands are going to go like this. You're going to open them up, curl your fingers in right against your palms, then bring your thumbs across your fingers, point your thumbs up, and put your hands in at your sides. Now, like I said, this is a training stance. It looks a little silly. You probably wouldn't walk around the neighborhood like this or be in line for school, walking around in the horse stance, right? That'd be kind of funny. But we do use this to strengthen our legs and teach our hands to stay close to our body. Now, we're going to practice a martial arts strike, okay? And it's called a front punch, the very first punch that a martial arts student learns. So you're going to take one hand, whichever one you want. You're going to bring it out away from your body so it goes in front of you. Be careful of people around you, and then rotate it so that your thumb points down. Good. Now bring it back. Excellent. We're going to bring it out again. Turn it over. Bring it back. Awesome. One more time. Ready? Bring it out. Turn it over and bring it back. Good. Okay, let's try that with the other hand now. Okay, and this time I want you guys to try to stay right with me. Ready? Bring your hand out. Turn it over. And wait till I tell you to before you bring it back. Oh, you guys are kind of a little bit jumpy today. Okay, ready? And bring it back. Awesome. Okay, ready? And bring it back out. Oh, that was a fast one. Oh, I like it. And wait for me now. Don't get jumpy. Don't get jumpy. And bring it back. Excellent. Now, here's what we're going to do. We're going to combine the movement of one hand going out with the other hand coming back. And that's going to be called push and pull. Okay, so hold one hand out like you just did the punch. And when I say the command go, you're going to pull that hand back and the other hand's going to come out fast. Okay, and I'll give a command. Ready, set, go. Excellent job. Very good. Now, check for a second. The hand that's out, the thumb should be pointing down. The hand that comes back, the thumb is pointed up. Okay, so let's switch that. Ready, and go. And this is a really good coordination exercise. Ready, go. Very good. So check down. See if your hands are rotating. You might find that sometimes your hand forgets to turn, right? So we got to practice that a little bit. So let's do it a couple more times and go. Awesome. And go. Excellent. And one more time, go. Very good. Okay, good. Now, raise your hand if you've learned how to do a belly breath. Have you guys learned that? I bet you a lot of you have. Yeah, very good. So go ahead and show me that. So one hand's on your belly. You can put your other hand on your chest if you want. and you're breathing in through your nose, trying to make your belly get big like a balloon. And then you breathe out through your mouth and you squeeze your belly in. And this is done kind of soft and gentle. Excellent. Now bring your hands back in, and you're back in your horse stance. And what you're going to do is try doing that belly breath while you do the punching very slow, like this. So you're going to do slow punching, doing belly breath. You guys are learning about mindfulness. And all mindfulness really is paying attention to what's happening inside of us and all around us at the same time. So while you're doing your punching, I want you to notice your breath, notice your hands going back and forth, and see how that feels. Like, is your fist tight? Are your shoulders getting tired? And then also notice what your mind is doing. Are your thoughts focused on the punch, or are you having other thoughts kind of coming in and out? And how are you feeling right now? Do you feel calm? Do you feel excited? And you don't have to do anything with these. Mindfulness is all about just noticing. Very good. Excellent job. Relax, you guys. You guys are awesome at this. Shake it out. Give yourselves a hand, you guys. Clap for yourselves. It was very well done. Okay. So mindfulness, when we're practicing it through the martial arts, we get to do some pretty cool things, because right now, your mind is kind of doing its own thing, right? Your body's doing its own thing. We use these different animal movements to actually learn to take charge of how we're using our mind and how we're using our body. And there are 5 different animals, which in the end gives us 5 different ways to win in different situations. So what I'd like you guys to do is, just while you're standing, if you can do it without getting dizzy, close your eyes. Do your belly breath, and I'm going to say 5 animals. And in your mind, I want you to think about what each of these animals is like, what makes them strong, what makes them able to go out in the wild and do their animal things successfully. Okay, so your eyes are closed, doing your belly breaths, and think about a tiger. What's a tiger like? What makes a tiger powerful? What makes it strong? Now think about a slightly smaller cat, a leopard. How's that different from a tiger? It's smaller, but it's more agile, right? It can climb trees and stuff. Now think about a snake. What's a snake like? How does a snake move that's different from the way a tiger or a leopard would move? And then next, think about a crane. And not like the truck crane, I'm talking like the bird crane with big wings, and it flies very gracefully through the air. And it can also stand for hours perfectly still. And the last one is a dragon. What do you think of when you think of a dragon? The cool thing about a dragon, it's imaginary. So I bet you some of you right now, you're thinking about green dragons. Some of you are thinking about fire-breathing dragons or flying dragons. We get to create the image in our own mind. Okay, now open your eyes back up. Excellent. So what we're going to do is we're going to learn some movements that go with each of these animals. Okay, and I'm going to teach you a little bit about how that animal thinks and interacts with the world around us, so that you can then use that in your own day and in your own life. So here's the first thing we're going to do. Let's go back to your front position for me, just like this to start with. Now, you guys were kind of slow. I think you were falling asleep on me. Let's spread our feet apart. All right, ready? You got to be fast. Fastest class. I'm watching all the classes at the same time. So when I say the words front position, that's when you're going to go to that position. Get ready. It's a race now. And on your marks. And oh, you guys you got to wait for the commands. Okay, ready? And front position. Oh, very, very well done, you guys. That was excellent. Okay, so now spread your feet back apart so that you're in that horse stance again. But this time we're going to do something different with our arms. Hold your hands up in front of you for a second. Now this time squeeze your fingers together, then take your thumbs and pull them across like you're trying to touch your pinkies. This is called a ridge hand. Okay? Now you're going to hold your hands out to the sides, just like this, with your arms a little bit bent, and then just turn your waist. And notice that when you turn your waist, one arm goes in front of you, and the other arm goes behind you. Now, we're going to make this kind of a circle. So now, as one arm comes back, it goes down. And then the other arm comes up. And you want to feel kind of soft and gliding. I can see you guys are doing an excellent job, actually. And you can do this. This works really well with belly breathing. You can do it faster, but it's still kind of flowy. Yeah. Excellent job. This should make you feel very graceful and balanced. This animal, when we're practicing this movement, this is really good for, relax your arms for a second. When we're feeling a little out of control and too much energy, too excited, we use this animal for calming, right? This is the animal that we use if someone else has too much energy and we need to help them calm down. Maybe we need to be a good listener, right? Maybe we need to help someone else find that balance in themselves. So I'm going to say the animals, and I want you guys to try to guess which animal we're practicing right now. Who thinks that this is tiger? Who thinks this is snake? Slithery snake. Who thinks this is crane? That would be the bird one. Oh, some hands for crane. Who thinks this is leopard? Who thinks this is dragon? All right, looks like most of you guessed crane, and you are correct. This is crane. And crane is the animal that we usually practice first, because when we're not sure what to do, crane is the animal we go to. Because crane reminds us to listen and pay attention to all the things around us. So it's very graceful, very balanced. And people that think and kind of move like the crane, and maybe you're like this, or you know someone like this. You know someone who's like a really good listener, and they don't like conflict, like they don't like it when people are yelling and shouting. They tend to avoid that. And they like having structure, right? That's someone who likes the crane a lot. So, and some people are naturally like that. The cool thing is, even if you think a lot like the crane, that sounds familiar to you, we all have the crane inside of us. And what we do through the martial arts is we practice these moves so we can access it, okay? So let's go back to your horse stance. Now your hands are going to be at elbow position, and I'm going to use that go command. But when I say go, instead of doing the punches, you're going to do 3 crane movements called ridge hand movements, okay? So when I say go, it's going to look like this. 1, 2, 3. And you'd be kind of graceful and flowy, like a bird flying, okay? Ready? Let's try it together. And go. 1, 2, 3. Oh, very good, you guys. And this is good for belly breaths. You stay kind of calm as you do it. Try it starting with the other hand now. Ready? Go. 1, 2, 3. Excellent. And go. 1, 2, 3. Very good. And one more time. Go. 1, 2, 3. Awesome job. Very good. And shake it out. Excellent job. All right. That's the first animal, is the crane. Now, this animal is going to be very, very different from what you just did. So what you're going to do now is you're going to hold your hands up again. And I'm going to ask you to do something that's going to seem very, very strange. But for us, it's like one of the most fun ways to learn this movement. You're going to take one of your hands. You're going to put your palm on the tip of your nose and grab your face. Then you're going to keep your hand in that position and hold it out in front of you. Yeah, I know that seems really silly, but it actually teaches students really well how to make their hand into that formation. Now you can do it with the other hand, right? And you're going to hold it out in front of you. Now, your feet, instead of being in the horse stance, make one foot go forwards a little bit and the other foot go back. Good. Your hands are out like this. Now, take one hand, whichever one you want, and you're going to reach it out in front of you. And you're going to kind of pull like down and back with your fingers in a circle. And when you do this, now you're going to feel powerful and strong and kind of fierce almost, right? So your eyes get a little wide. You feel your body get filled with energy, right? So if you're feeling a little sleepy, this is a good animal for bringing your energy up. So when I say go, you're going to do that move like that, okay? With a loud, like a rah sound, okay? Ready? Let's try it. And go. Rah. Oh, very good. And then try it with the other hand. Go. Rah. Excellent. And the other hand. Go. Rah. Now, kind of like with crane, we're going to do 3 of them. Okay. So when I say go, you go 1, 2, 3. Right. And you can even kind of growl through all of them. Ready? And go. Rah, rah, rah. Right. Good. Okay. That was good, you guys. Let's try that again. Ready? And go. Rah, rah, rah. Good. Notice how when you're doing this move, you feel a little more energized, a little more excited. So crane made you calm. This animal gets you kind of energized and confident. If you're nervous in situations, this can be really good for helping you feel a little bit braver. If you have to try something new or maybe stand up in front of your class and speak, okay? So I'm gonna list the animals that are left. Tell me which one you think this move is. Who thinks this would be snake? Who thinks this would be dragon? How about tiger? Oh, there go the hands. Yes, this is tiger. So, and this is actually called a tiger claw. So sometimes we're feeling like we have too much energy, and crane lets us calm down and find balance and be good listeners. Sometimes we're not feeling like we have enough energy and we need to bring ourselves up a little bit. That's when we can use tiger. So tiger helps us with confidence. It helps us be strong. Tiger is what helps us learn to stand up for ourselves or stand up for somebody else. It's a very compassionate animal. So it's very protective and kind of fierce. Okay, so let's do the two of them now and so you can feel the difference. So go back to your horse stance, spread your crane wings out. Good, and when I say go, show me 3 crane movements. Ready, and go. 1, 2, 3. Notice how that feels different in your body. Notice how it feels different in your mind, especially if you use the belly breathing. Ready, and go. It's like floating and soft, like you're underwater. One more time, go. 1, 2, 3. Good. Now go to your tiger. So put one foot forwards a little bit. Your knees bend a little bit. Your eyes get a little wide. And feel how this is different from the crane. Ready? And go. 1, 2, 3. Oh, very good, you guys. And go. 1, 2, 3. Excellent job. One more time. Go. 1, 2, 3. Awesome. Very good, you guys. Okay. Shake it out again. Very good. Okay. So now we have our third animal. This one's going to be, again, very different from the other two. And what I want you guys to remember, some of these animals will feel more natural to you. So some people, if they're just kind of naturally a more kind of confident person, they're not afraid to try new things and go right up and introduce themselves, that's a tiger person, right? But everyone has all the animals inside them. So sometimes it just takes a little bit more practice for us to connect with that animal and bring it out so we can use it when we need it. But we always want to kind of practice all the animals, because if you're crane all the time, that might not help you in every situation. Sometimes tiger can be helpful. So the more animals you have that you understand, the more situations you can deal with in your life. So now here's the next one. Bring your feet right together. Good. And then you're going to take one foot and step it just a tiny bit forwards, and one foot goes a tiny bit back. So your feet are kind of close together. Now hold your hands up. And kind of like the crane, we're going to bring our fingers together, but now our thumbs are going to be alongside of our fingers, okay? And we're going to point our fingers forwards. Now, relax your knees a little bit, and then let your shoulders kind of feel sort of supple. And feel how your back kind of gets sort of slithery almost. Now, your eyes are going to get super focused on one point out in front of you. So this animal has super concentration. It can take everything around it and just get rid of it and focus and concentrate on the thing that's right in front of it. So the way we practice the movement is with what we call a spear hand. So you're going to take your hand and you're going to kind of poke it straight out and then bring it back. But this animal is super, super fast. In fact, it's so fast that your hand goes out fast, but it comes back even faster, like a dart. Okay, so your eyes are going to focus on a point in front of you, and when I say go, you're going to poke that hand out really fast. Ready, set, go. Excellent, very good. Try it with the other hand. Ready, go. Very good. And the other hand, go. Awesome. Now you're going to do 2 of them. Okay, so when I say go, do 1 with each hand. Ready, set, go. Good, and go. Awesome. Okay, now we're going to add one more thing to this. Your hand isn't going to move in a straight line. It's going to curve a little bit. See how they curve? So there's an animal that moves through the world like this, isn't there? Yeah, that kind of slithers, right? And in fact, it doesn't matter whether it's on ground. It can move like that on ground. It can move through water like that, right? This animal has all kinds of internal strength. It relies on just what it has within itself. Raise your hand if you think this sounds like it might be a snake. Yeah, this is definitely the snake. So when we're finding that crane, where the balance isn't enough, we need more focus, or tiger gives us too much energy and it's hard to focus, that's when we move to snake. And we have this intense, accurate precision to it. So your hands are up. So now you're not stiff, but you're still. You're kind of still but supple. And what the snake does is it moves super fast and then goes back to stillness. So feel how your body's kind of almost like a cobra. You see them like they're moving a little bit. And then all of a sudden they're like, whack, they strike and come back really fast. That's how you want to feel right now. So your eyes are focused. You're supple but sort of still. And when I say go, you move to those strikes and come right back to stillness. Ready, set, go. Right back to stillness. Oh, that was good. Your belly breathing really helps with this animal. Yeah, so having your belly breathing and just your eyes really super focused and go. Oh, that was very good. One more time. Okay. Hold it and go. Excellent job. That was very good. Now go back to crane. And now we're soft and we're graceful and we're calm. Ready? Show me your crane strikes. Go. 1, 2, 3. Very good. One more time. Go. 1, 2, 3. Notice how that feels. Now change to tiger. And we're getting energized and confident and kind of fierce. And our eyes get a little wide. And go. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that should feel very different from crane, right? Your body can spring a little bit like a cat getting ready to pounce, right? Ready and go. 1, 2, 3. Awesome. Okay, now your feet come right together and you're into the snake and you're still and you're focused and you're ready. And then go. Movement, stillness. Very good. And one more time and go. Movement, stillness. Excellent job, you guys. Shake it out a little bit. All right, we're ready for the fourth animal. So I'm going to let you know what this animal is because we're saving the dragon for last, and I'll explain why. So we have the leopard next. So sometimes listening and trying to understand and having a wide perspective like the crane doesn't seem to be helping us. And sometimes we're trying to be strong and direct and confident like the tiger. And that's not helping us either. So then we get super focused and we pay attention to the details and we concentrate really hard. And that's not working. The snake isn't helping us. Sometimes we need to get creative. We need to think in unexpected ways. That's what the leopard does. So the leopard is very, very agile and creative. Usually people who think a lot like the leopard have like a really good sense of humor. And they'll say like silly things. So you'll know someone who likes the leopard a lot if you're like, hey, how you doing today? And they're like, banana, how are you? And you're like, what? Because they just do things that are a little unexpected. They come up with solutions that are creative. They tend to be artistic a lot as well. So, maybe painting or writing. So when we're practicing the leopard, we're mobile and agile. So we're not fixed in place. Now, our strike for the leopard is going to be a little different from the other ones. You're going to hold your hands up like this. And this time what you're going to do is you're going to curl your fingers in, put your thumbs alongside so it looks like this. So now it looks like a paw, like a cat paw. And this is actually called a leopard paw. Now, leopard, we get mobile. So you're going to think almost like boxers. So your hands are up and you're going to bounce a little bit. Yeah, so you're bouncing on the balls of your feet, like you're ready to move. And if you watch someone that's bouncing like that, it's like you're playing dodgeball. If someone's standing still, it's easy to know where to throw the ball to try and get them, right? But if they're moving a lot, now you're not quite sure what they're going to do. So, and that's what the leopard does. We learn to teach our mind to be mobile and agile and ready to change. So now with the leopard, what you're going to do is you're going to reach out 2 strikes again. And it's fast like the snake, but stronger than the snake, but also not quite as strong as the tiger. Okay. So when I say go, you're going to go 1, 2, really quick. Okay. But you're bouncing as you do it. Ready, set, and go. 1, 2. Awesome. Now, the other thing the leopard does is it likes to move. It doesn't like to stay in one place. It likes to change the direction so we can see things from different sides and figure out how to deal with it best. So this time, make sure you have room, but you're just going to kind of hop a little bit to the side as you do those strikes. Okay, just don't bump into a desk or another person. Okay, ready? So you're bouncing a little bit and go. 1, 2. Oh, that was good, you guys. And then come back. So you're bouncing. When you watch someone doing leopard, sometimes their head's moving around a little bit. You're just not sure where they're going to go. And then go. 1, 2. Good. Excellent job. And one more time. Ready? And go. Excellent job. Now, notice how you feel right now. You probably feel very alert, right? Like you're kind of ready for whatever's going to happen. And it also helps you feel like you're in control because it doesn't really matter what's going on around you. You're going to figure out how to do something about it. So that's what the leopard teaches us. So now we have 4 different ways to practice with our body, to use our mind to deal with situations that come up in our lives. So we're going to go back through all 4 of them now. Okay. And as we're doing them, notice that there's some of them that feel a little bit more comfortable to you. Others feel a little bit less comfortable. Part of martial arts training is we practice the ones that we like, and we also practice the ones that we maybe don't connect through as well, because we want to get skillful at all of them, which everyone can do. Everyone can become skillful at all of these things. So just notice as we go through them, which one do you really like? And which one's kind of more, I don't know if I understand that one as much, okay? So let's go back and start with the crane. So your feet are in your horse stance. We'll bring our hands in. So now you're like the bird. You're soft, you're calm, you're balanced. Ready? And go. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, notice that feeling. And go. 1, 2, 3. Notice what it feels like in your body and your mind. One more time. Go. 1, 2, 3. All right, now let's switch to tiger. Now we're getting strong, powerful, fierce, energized. Ready? And go. Oh, good, you guys. You guys make good tigers. I like it. And go. Excellent. And one more time. And go. Okay, so now all that energy is going to stay inside of us. And we're going to become still, but supple and focused. So we're not completely still. There's this little bit of movement, right? And we're ready. We're focused. Our eyes are super focused. And go. Striking out like the snake. Very good. And go. Again, like the snake. And one more time. And go. Awesome. Very good. And then make your leopard pause. Relax those shoulders. Now you're going to bounce a little bit. Yeah, now you're ready to move. So remember, you can even hop to the side a little bit on this one. Doing our leopard and go. 1, 2. Good. And then come back to your spot. And you're bouncing. And you're ready. And go. Awesome job, you guys. Very good. Relax. Awesome. Very good. Okay. So now, for just a minute, before we do the last animal, I want you guys to just go ahead and sit either on the floor or at your desk so that you can still see me. So I can show you how you can use these animals even while you're in class and you can't stand up and move around. Okay? So just kind of grab yourself a seat real quick. We're going to stand up one more time, but we'll just have you sit for just a second if you can. And if you can't, you can pretend that you're sitting. That's fine too. So I want you to imagine that you're feeling a little, maybe just too much energy. You're just agitated, you're antsy, you're twitchy, you can't hold your body still. And you want to use the crane to help you get your calmness back so that you can be kind of, not distracted or distracting anyone else. So with your hands, you're seated. All you're going to do is while you're seated, you just gently lift your hands, breathing in, and then relax against your legs, breathing out. When we do crane, what we do with our eyes is we open them so we can see as much of the room as we possibly can without looking at any one thing. And actually, there's a really simple way to practice this. Hold your hands up to the sides of your, what's called your peripheral. Wiggle your fingers and try to look forwards, but also see all of your fingers wiggling at the same time. And then you drop your hands and hold your eyes in that place. We call that open focus. It actually changes the way our brain is working. It calms our brain. So if you're finding that you're feeling a little overwhelmed or stressed, crane is really good for calming that. And it's just opening your eyes, and then imagine that your hands are like those wings. Just inhale and exhale as they relax against your legs, okay? So that will help you find calm. Now, what if you're feeling sleepy and you're just kind of tired and your energy level is too low? Maybe it's not quite time to go eat lunch, or it's just after lunch and you're just feeling a little blah, right? This is where we use tiger, okay? So with tiger, what we do is when we breathe in, we lift our hands a little bit and we make our claws, but then we open our shoulders and our back. Imagine like a cat getting ready to stretch, right? Only you do this move really small. You want to get good at this so that no one even knows you're doing it. So your eyes get kind of wide and you open your claws. And then when you breathe out, you kind of push your hands down and kind of grab your legs a little bit and then relax it. So you breathe in, make your claws, and just, for those of you that have cats, you probably notice when they're happy and they start kneading and they're purring and they're like, and they're doing this, right? It's kind of like we're doing that to ourselves, right? So you're just breathing in, big deep breath, and then you exhale. Yeah, and you squeeze a little bit. Breathe in, exhale. And when you make your eyes go wide, you'll probably notice after a couple of breaths, your energy level will go up a little bit, okay? So now, what if you need to really concentrate? Maybe you have a difficult thing that you're trying to understand, or you have to pay attention to the details that are being taught. That's when the snake helps us. And the way we do the snake is while you're sitting, you don't move your hands, you move your spine, your back. So I imagine like I'm lifting my head up really high, and you can actually feel how you can stretch your back, and then you relax everything down. So snake goes up and down. And you know how with crane, we made our eyes go out to the sides? With snake, we narrow in. So we try to not see anything around us, and we try to bring our focus to the thing that's most important in that moment. So we're concentrating, but we're not getting stiff. We remind ourselves to open with the breath, with the belly breath, and relax down. So that's how the snake can help us. So now you have ways to help you find center and calm. You have ways to bring your energy up. You have ways to bring your focus and concentration in. So and then the leopard is kind of an interesting one. So with the leopard, what we need to be doing is we need to just kind of let our mind almost wander a little bit and maybe come up with some good questions, or think about, like, leopard is really good about thinking up things that, or asking people to help them think up things that they're not thinking yet. So it's looking for new solutions. So one of the ways to do that is a little tapping practice. So for this, what you do is your hands are on your legs. And what you're going to do is you're going to go tap your left leg, then your right leg, then your left leg. Very quietly, just 3. 1, 2, 3. Right? And you always start with the left. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Right? And as you do that, you do those belly breaths again. Okay? And now your eyes are looking around. Right? Maybe you look down, maybe you look up, and you're just letting your mind kind of wander a little bit. And you're just tapping to kind of remind ourselves, and you're just looking to think about questions. So it's almost like you're getting your body and your mind opened up and moving around and exploring. That's what the leopard teaches us. Okay? All right. We have one more animal left to do, but that'll give you 4 different ways to help you, especially when you're in school, so that you can be a super successful student. Right? So for this last one, you're going to need to stand up again. So here's the thing. In our martial arts style, over time, you practice the grace of the crane and the strength of the tiger and the focus and suppleness of the snake and the agility of the leopard, and you start getting really good. And eventually, they start to kind of blend together. So now you're not really doing any one animal, you're just doing all the animals. And as those animals come together, you find yourself just doing things that work. And they not only work for you, they work for everyone around you. So you develop wisdom through practice. And you just find yourself able to find these solutions without really having to try to do any one thing. That's the dragon. So the dragon is really, it's kind of this imaginary creature, right? And the whole idea is the only way you can get to the dragon is through practicing all 4 of the animals. So that's why it's so important to not only do the animals that feel natural to you, but to become skillful at the ones that maybe are a little bit harder for you to learn, right? And as you get good at all of them, you become the dragon. So there is movements that we practice for the dragon where we get our arms and our legs to kind of act like a giant whipping tail. So in dragon style, there's a lot of whipping and circling movement. So what we're going to do is do a strike called a whipping dragon's tail. So you're going to hold your hand up again, only this time you're going to put 2 fingers together and then bring your thumb across the other 2 fingers. So you have 2 fingers out. And then go to your horse stance, and you're going to bring your hand almost across your body, and you're going to imagine like you had a rope. Your arm was like a rope, and you're going to whip it out like that. So imagine like a tail just kind of whipping out and back. So it's kind of fast, but also strong. So it's supple like snake, but then it's powerful like the tiger, and it's fast like the leopard. And it also has structure from the crane, so you don't hurt the joints. So you do that with both hands. And when I say go, just hold your hands down. And when I say go, you whip the dragon's tail out and let it come back. Ready, set, go. Nice, good. And this should feel kind of almost like you're flicking water off the end of your fingertips. Ready, and go. Try it with the other hand. Good, and go. Awesome, and go. Excellent, and one more time. Ready, set, go. Excellent. Hold your hands out all the way back to crane. Ready, and go. Soft, graceful, tiger, get ready. Oh, fierce, strong, go. Ah, excellent. Snake, stillness, supple, focused, and go. Fast and back to stillness. Nice. Leopard, now we're moving. We're agile, we're ready, and go. Excellent job. And then dragon, you just relax. You're just powerful in all the ways. You're just ready to do something. And when I say go, do that dragon's tail. Ready, and go. Good. And one more time on the other side, go. Excellent job, you guys. Bring your feet together. Go to front position. Give me a bow. And then give yourselves a hand. You guys did amazing. It was so good. Excellent job. Okay. So I think I always try to leave a couple minutes. So if you guys have any questions that you would like to ask either in the chat or, they'll make their mics live, we can do that.
All right. Does anybody have questions? Thank you, Master Ken. That was amazing.
Yeah, these guys are all great. They moved really, really well.
They did, right?
Yeah.
Did you guys have fun? Did everyone have fun, my friends? Did you learn something awesome? Nice. Who's got questions? Miss Wells, I see a hand up in your classroom. Go ahead.
Say your name.
I'm Finley, and I was wondering what your favorite animal to practice is.
My favorite animal, so when I started a long time ago, I liked leopard because I kind of like to be creative like that, and I'm sort of easily distracted. So leopard was helpful for me. But as the years have gone by, I really find that dragon is what I like the best because it really brings all the animals together. And I like the way that feels. So dragon's probably my favorite now.
Awesome. So we've got a question from Miss Bristol's class. They want to know if you can show them a kick.
I can show them a kick. Sure. How about if I show you a dragon kick? So we have a kick called a reverse crescent where your leg becomes like the tail and you whip it around in a circle, but then you practice that so you can add in a spin. So you actually spin your whole body and whip it around. Yeah. So, and that's like what's really fun about dragon too. And then you jump and spin, and don't try doing that in your classrooms though, because you're going to knock over a desk probably. Yeah.
That his class. Miss Baldwin's class has a question.
All right, go ahead, Mark.
Where is your karate studio?
Oh, we are in Mansfield. We're actually right in the back of the Eastbrook Mall. That's where I am right now. Yep.
Mansfield, you can tell Mom, okay?
Okay.
So I'm not sure whose class this is, but it says from grade 14, Dimitri is wondering what's the most advanced move that you know.
So in our style, as you go through the different belt ranks, you learn what are called kata, which are a series of movements in forms. And at every belt, through years, you can learn all of these different forms. So the last form that I was taught was something called Lost Leopards. And it's that's probably the most like advanced form that I've learned up to this time. Although my favorite is a form called Five Dragons Face the Four Winds. That's the one I like the best. Yeah.
Cool. Who else has questions? There's a hand up in, is that Franklin? Franklin Elementary School? Hangry mode? Go ahead.
Oh, I think they had a
Oh, I'm going to
overload on the
unmute
mic.
them.
Yeah.
Hello.
Okay, you're on now.
I'm wondering, what's the highest belt you can have?
10th degree black belt. Yeah,
Oh.
and that takes, I don't know anyone who's achieved that rank. There's only a few people in our system, and they've all been training for at least 45 years. Yeah, martial arts is something you do for your whole life.
And
Yeah.
Master Ken, what level black belt are you?
I am a 7th degree. Yeah, I've only been training for about 31 years now, so
Only.
I'm still kind of new to this stuff.
And then there was a question about what type of karate it is that you're doing.
Oh, so our style is called Shaolin Kempo Karate. It's actually 3 different systems that the inventor of the system back in the 1960s, he melded them together. So there's karate, which is mainly came through Okinawa in Japan, and then Kempo, which is a style that kind of blends karate and Shaolin Kung Fu. So that was used at our like intermediary ranks. And then we finished, you spend most of your years learning this art, learning Shaolin Kung Fu, which is the 5 animal stuff that I just shared with you.
Thank you. And I think we just saw a hand up in Miss Anderson's class.
Yes. Okay, well, go ahead.
I was wondering, so my name's William, and I was wondering, what is the lowest belt you can have?
Oh, so the beginning belt, it's not really the lowest, but the beginning belt is white belt. And pretty much all martial arts styles that use belt systems, they start at white and then they end at black. And there's usually a bunch of different colors in between. And the reason for that is the belt in Japan was just to hold what we call a gi, which is just your uniform together. So because these two pieces kind of overlap. So you come in, you start learning martial arts and they give you a white belt and you start practicing. And imagine if you wore a white t-shirt and you played outside in it for years. It'd be pretty gross, right? It would get darker and darker from work and sweat. So in a martial arts school, hundreds of years ago, a white belt would darken and get kind of a brownish color. And that was a sign of someone who trained to become kind of an intermediate martial artist. And eventually sheer effort would blacken it. So that was symbolic of someone who put in the time and effort to become an expert at it. So, and then in not too long ago, probably 60, 70 years ago, they started using colors to mark between the different belts. And most styles, it gets darker as you go up. But yeah, so pretty much everyone starts at white belt. Personally, I think that's the most important belt because the hardest thing to do is walk in the door, step on the mats here and begin, right? So becoming a white belt at anything is good. Anytime that you try something new, whether it's martial arts or some other sport, or even just making a new friend, that's like the hardest thing. And then the more time and effort you put in, you can become a black belt at anything. You can become a black belt at reading or cooking or baseball, right? In martial arts, it just happens to literally be a black belt.
What a great way to approach life. I love that, Master Ken.
Yeah.
Miss Esther,
Yeah.
I see that Miss LaPierre's class has had a hand up for a while.
Oh, you're right. I don't see those little hands sometimes.
That's okay. That's why I'm here.
For the old lady.
Right here, talk right here.
I have a question.
Sure.
Okay, what was the first ever move and move that you ever like what was the first one you ever learned?
The first animal move I learned or the first move I learned?
Animal move.
Animal move. I think it was actually what's called a crane's wing. which is because I'm kind of long limbed, so they started teaching me crane sort of early. And it was a movement where you just strike out with your arm this way. So you guys learned the ridge hand this way, but I think the first one I learned, it was a long time ago, but I'm pretty sure that that's what it was.
All right, I think we have time for one more question, and then we will say goodbye and everyone can get home and get ready for the snow.
Yeah.
I see that there are like 2 questions in the chat that we haven't gotten to.
We haven't gotten to.
Yeah.
Yep.
We have a student wondering if there is such thing as a tornado kick. And then actually, I do think you answered this other one about what animal you most connect to. I believe you shared it
yes.
used to be one way and now it's dragon.
Yep, leopard, and now it's more dragon.
Yeah.
Yep, yep. And yeah, we have something called a hurricane kick, but there are definitely styles that use usually anything tornado, hurricane. It's something where you jump up and spin around in the air. Yeah, so kind of dragon type stuff.
Is
So,
that the same? Is that the same for a blizzard kick, Master Ken?
I think the blizzard kick is when you need a shovel.
All right, Master Ken, thank you so much.
Oh, you're very welcome. You guys were wonderful. I really appreciate getting to work with you. You guys are always a lot of fun.
Can everyone say thank you to Master Ken?
Thank you.
Very welcome. Very
And will
welcome.
you go home and show friends and family what you learned today? Yes? Awesome. Awesome. Have a great weekend. Master Ken, thank you. Mindful Transformation friends, thank you. And we will see you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
And they're all going. I think we're all done. Remove. Remove. Oh, no, 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 no. No, 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 no. Don't. I just wanted to remove them.
Do you want to end the recording?